Why do you come out to these scenes?
Anytime that there's an officer involved use of force, it's one of the most serious things that happens in a city. I am the Chief Minister of Justice for Norfolk. It is my job to review these cases and to decide whether when an officer uses force, he is justified or not. They're difficult. Sometimes these questions can turn on really small details. It's important for me to be out here personally, to see the scene, to walk with the state police, so that I can have the most complete and accurate information possible as I make these decisions. When there are cases when the use of force is justified, as you know, I hold a press conference normally, and I offer the reasons. If, heaven forbid, it is a case where the use of force is not justified, then I prosecute those cases personally, and it's all the more important. I want to commend the Norfolk Police Department because they don't have to call in an outside agency to investigate these cases. For many years they have, and I am glad that Chief Talbot has continued that process. The state police are out here. I have spoken with them. I have had a long working relationship with them, and I'm confident that thanks to the transparency of the Norfolk Police Department and the high level of professionalism of the state police, that we will have the answers about what happened and why in good time.
And it looked like just when you're out here, I mean, you talk to the investigators and basically anybody who will talk to you, basically?
Everybody who's out here in terms of law enforcement knows that I'm going to be the ultimate decider about what will happen with the facts once they have gathered it. So I don't come out here, I don't run the investigation, I don't, police don't work for me just like I don't work for them, so I don't issue orders, but they are always very good about sharing what information they have so that I have what I need as quickly as I can have it.
You mentioned that it's difficult. Can you tell me, like, what are the challenges with with just these type of cases involving police shootings?
The decision to use force and to use deadly force is almost always one that an individual, whether an officer or an ordinary citizen, has to make in a split second. And it's a decision about would a reasonable person think that they are about to be the subject of deadly force themselves. And everybody thinks that we live in a CSI world where the cameras are going to show everything, where the forensics are, you can zoom in from space and see what's up. And that's not always the way that it works. And when we are dealing with both questions of judgment and questions of, will a camera show what we hope it showed? Will it not? Those, they can be really tough questions. And in addition, people want to know what their government is doing and why people are using force. And they want to make sure that they understand the facts. And that's why I'm a big believer in transparency, not just with the police, but also with the work that I do and in showing and explaining my work, whether I say that the use of force is justified or whether, heaven forbid, I have to say something else.
Now, you've gotten to walk the scene. Where exactly in the parking lot behind you did this happen?
I wish I could tell you,
okay.
But the ethical rules for prosecutors say that I cannot talk about facts in a pending case because were there to be any charges, and I am not in any way suggesting one way or the other anything about that, but I am ethically barred from making factual statements because I have to remain neutral and I have to ensure that any potential jury pool would be neutral, and that is a rule that applies for any case that is pending.